Welcome to the Seattle Japanese Garden. I've been wanting to see this garden for quite a few years. Finally made it up to Seattle, even though it's only about a 4-hour trip north of where I call home. And we finally made it here. This is one of the top Japanese gardens in North America. It's small, but it's compact and full of a lot of beauty. It's very well kept up, and I'm happy to be able to give you a tour of this gem here in the Seattle, Washington area. Enjoy. As we start our tour of the Washington Park Seattle Japanese Garden, I'm going to share some information with you from the brochure that is handed out to visitors at the entrance of the Seattle Japanese Garden. Open to the public since 1960, Seattle Japanese Garden is one of the finest Japanese-style gardens outside of Japan, a tranquil sanctuary tucked within a vast arboretum in a fast-growing city. Gardens in Japan have long been regarded as an important art form that's essential to life. This 3.5-acre garden features a style developed in the late 16th to early 17th centuries known as stroll gardens. Following a winding path around a central pond, stroll gardens invite visitors to journey through the varied landscapes of Japan, including mountains, forests, waterfalls, rivers, lakes, islands, and the sea. Along this journey, varied landscapes are hidden and then revealed. Renowned Japanese designer Juki Aida planned the Seattle Japanese Garden faithful to the principle of Shinzenza, the essence of nature. He used both traditional Japanese plant materials and Pacific Northwest natives that have spread gracefully over time. Aida also famously traveled to the Cascades to scout for and select large numbers of granite rocks to install near the waterfall. With each passing season, the elements he specified long ago combined to reveal new colors, shapes, and fragrances. The winding path and benches invite us to view the garden slowly and mindfully in all of its detail: stones, water, lanterns, bridges, buildings, plants, and animals. Change is often subtle, yet constant, and every visit refreshingly unique. The garden contains an open woodland and mixed forest area, along with a pond and shoreline features, as well as a village harbor area, a hillside, an orchard, and a tea garden, along with hills that symbolize mountains. All of these point to and symbolize the varied landscape and geography of Japan. This garden is compact and full as you step into it from the outside. Strolling garden, come in through the outer gate, stroll through, winding paths, follow a stream, benches, lanterns, and then all of a sudden opens up. Break out into the sunlight, into a pond garden. This is one of the nicer gardens that I have seen in a long time. I can see why it is one of the top gardens in the United States. Lovely, possesses a number of features: the water, the pines, the rocks, a touch of distinctive Japanese culture, like this lantern standing guard over the pond. The lichens and the mosses on it form a beautiful patina, symbolizing age and maturity and wisdom. Of course, the pond have some carp in it, some koi, movement, life in the pond as it reflects the sky and the trees. Here we have some pond turtles basking in the sun. Almost look like statues, but they're moving. Yeah, I see their eyes blinking, so I know they're real. Watching patiently as the people pass by. What stoicism. The sun smiling down on this garden, its rays beaming down, highlighting the pine tree, a white pine that's overlooking the lake. We come to a lovely Salix babylonica, weeping willow. Like a waterfall, its foliage cascading down over the pond. The pond lilies smiling. The lotus flower, its roots going down into the muck of the pond. And from the muck of the pond, they rise above the murky waters of the pond, floating above it all to produce the flower that is so symbolic of Eastern religions. Symbolizing transcendency above the muck and the woes of this earthly existence. So we continue our pathway circumnavigating around the pond, all the various streams and elements that flow into this central pond, all the various interesting points like this arbor full of wisteria, the numerous bridges. Never a dull moment. Lanterns strategically placed adorn this garden as if to kind of show you the way forward. Asymmetry as opposed to symmetry is a key component, an aesthetic principle of Japanese gardens. But here we see some symmetrically placed and shaped stepping stones to contrast and juxtapose against the surrounding asymmetry of the garden. Contrasting aesthetic qualities create interest and upset any sense of normalcy or complacency. And between the symmetry and the asymmetry, you have the free-flowing movement, the colorful menagerie of the koi, dancing in the water's reflections. And here is a lovely panoramic overview of the pond garden, sprinkled with adoring admirers, meandering here and there, taking in the beauty of this exquisite gem of a Japanese garden. After strolling through this garden, I have to admit this is again one of the nicer gardens that I have visited. I've had the privilege of visiting, as of this date, 20-some gardens, Oriental, Japanese, and a couple Chinese gardens on 3 continents in, 7 countries and a number of states. And this truly is one of the nicest gardens that I have had the privilege of touring. Yes, and I'm happy to be able to share it with you. Because they symbolize eternity, permanence, age, wisdom, longevity, pine trees are the backbone plant material in a Japanese garden. And the Seattle Japanese Garden has some wonderful, beautifully pruned pine trees, strategically placed, as you can see here, along the edge of the water and elsewhere, really to give this garden a beautiful flair. Really impressed. They've done a fine job of pruning many of these pines, as well as the Japanese maples here in the background. Something to really be savored. As an aesthetic pruner and an expert pruner myself, I am impressed. And in the tea house located in the Japanese garden here, there is a tea ceremony going on. Practiced in Japan for centuries, the art of the tea ceremony, also called shado or the way of the tea, is imbued with harmony, respect, purity, and tranquility. A special and important tradition in traditional Japanese culture. Japanese garden is about a lot of paths. As you slowly, deliberately make your way on the uneven and unevenly placed rocks, forcing you to slow down, to imbibe and unite, and to synchronize, to harmonize with nature. Maybe even nature's God. Lovely moss garden. The western red cedars rising up. Now we've made a full circuit of the Seattle Japanese garden, all of its many paths. Hope you have enjoyed this beautiful little garden here in the midst of the bustling, noisy metropolis of Seattle. Thank you for watching.